So here we're with a real professional today, gang. So can you walk me through, we're gonna be doing processed tomatoes today. So for folks at home that don't know, that's a tomato that's actually picked ripe, right, nice red, right out of the field, and within 4 to 6 hours is processed and canned. So you're really sealing in all that nutritional value. And the beautiful thing about it is it's kind of a staple in your pantry. So talk me through what we're putting together today.
So I designed this recipe to be really friendly for weeknights and
Perfect.
families.
Yeah.
Myself, I am very busy during the week, so this is something that I can throw together, great leftovers. So first we're gonna take an onion. This is a local onion. It's a white onion, so I'm just going to chop the top off and peel it. My mother would go through the grocery store and always check the label on produce before she would put it in her grocery cart, and that's because she wanted to feed us local produce and at the very least US grown produce. Living in California, we have such a bounty.
Yeah.
And we're so spoiled. We can eat a variety of different commodities, but it was always in season. So that's been a foundation of my cooking inspiration since I started at a young age.
So in season, local commodities, and maybe what folks at home don't know is, you know, California actually has a lot of laws and regulations that govern how we farm and how we do things. And so I feel pretty safe in saying it's probably the safest produce around.
Yes. California and the United States at that has very strict food safety standards, and so you can feel good about feeding your family California and US grown produce, and you don't even need to spend the extra money on organic because our standards are higher than anywhere else in the world.
I love how beautifully she chopped the onion. This is just like a novice versus a professional.
Practice.
Yes, okay. Well, maybe that's where I went wrong, Elizabeth. I don't know.
So I'm going to heat up this skillet here and add some olive oil. I love using California olive oil, of course.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about the tomatoes that you have for us today. So these are just regular old diced.
Yes, these are diced tomatoes.
Okay.
These happen to be petite dice. That just is the size of the dice. It doesn't really matter for what we're doing. Whatever you can find, whatever is the most expensive or your favorite brand or store brand will work great for this. We're not going to drain them. Just open the lids.
We're going to use everything.
And we're just going to dump it straight into the pot.
What's our next step then?
So next step is to add our sausage.
Okay.
This is a pound of Italian sausage. This isn't spicy. If you wanted to do spicy, you could. This is just a typical mild Italian sausage.
Yum.
So I'm going to add that in. And then I just like a wooden spoon to help break it up. I'm going to add our chopped garlic here. We have our tomatoes here. And again, these are just canned diced tomatoes, liquid and all. So these have some salt in them. If you want to do the no sodium kind, that's fine. And we will dump both cans in.
So it's perfect that we're seeing the processed tomatoes right now, because when we finish up with Elizabeth, we're actually going to head to a processing plant where they take the fresh tomato from the field and end up in the can. And then we will wrap up today's episode with an actual tomato grower, 5th generation grower. So I love that we get to see the whole process, but it all starts with this amazing meal.
So we're gonna turn the heat up a little bit. I have it closer to high here, and we're gonna add some salt and our Italian seasoning. Whenever I use dried herbs like this Italian seasoning, I put it in the palm of my hand. This is 2 teaspoons. And I rub it together. This brings out the oils in the herbs, and it expresses the flavor. So you're going to get more bang for your buck, or you know, in this case, for your teaspoons of Italian seasoning here. And then we will add some salt. This is a pink salt, but kosher, table salt, whatever you have. So this is looking great. We're going to pour in our cream. This is 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And stir that in. It's just enough to change the color of the sauce, add a little bit of richness.
So the pasta will cook in the sauce for a bit.
Yes.
So Elizabeth boiled the pasta earlier, so we've got this pot here. Oh my gosh, I know what I'm having for dinner tonight, gang.
So this pasta is ready. Let's clean up. We can plate it and come back and serve it.
Great. Okay, so this just had a moment to like simmer and soak in everything. How do we take it from pan to plate?
Well, I wouldn't suggest eating it out of the pan, so I have a bowl here. But I just take out a couple big scoops here, and you can see the sausage, the tomatoes.
And you've got some more yummy stuff.
Yes, so this is some fresh parm. It's always better fresh. And then parsley just for a little color, a little freshness.
So how can folks
There you
at
go.
home get this recipe?
So this recipe is on farmgirlchef.us, which is
Okay.
my blog and website.
Okay, good for you. Look at you. And there are other recipes on there, I assume.
Tons of
Tons
other
of
recipes.
Okay, so now my favorite part. We're gonna try this bad boy. Okay, so I'm gonna like intentionally get like a noodle,
Chunk of
meat.
sausage.
Yeah. All right, gang.
Mm.
As good as
Yep,
normal.
approved.
Mm-hmm. That's so good. As normal.
Going in for a
Anna's
second
gonna
bite.
have a second bite. Yeah. That sausage is really good. I think my kiddos would eat this. It's not like overwhelmingly garlicky or.
It's a simple weeknight meal that you can make on a budget, and it's pantry staple friendly
With our beautiful.
with our beautiful processed tomatoes
That's
from
right.
Stanislaus County.
Well, thank you so much. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I plan to have a few more bites after we get done here. But as we wrap up here in the kitchen, we're going to follow the story along, right? We're going to go hit up the Morningstar Company where they actually process tomatoes, and then go visit Daniel Bass, the farmer who actually grows the tomatoes himself. So come along.
Can I do that outro again now?